What's going on, everybody? My name is Justin Godsey for the Justin Godsey Podcast. Thank you so much for checking out tonight's video. Tonight, guys, we're here talking a little bit of NBA. Before we get into that, let's talk about the 70 subscribers I just got on YouTube. I would like to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel so far. I'm trying my hardest to, branch out into other sports leagues, promotions, you name it, MMA, UFC, Bellator. I'm trying to get into minor league baseball a lot more. Well, I'm already into it, but I'm going to try to make some more videos. I got a lot of great ideas coming forward, whether it's discussions, reviews, you name it. I'm going to be branching out my YouTube channel in different directions. I'm hoping to get some more episodes of my podcast uploaded. They're roughly around 15 to 16 minute podcasts. I'm not a guy who will sit on YouTube for 2 hours. I'm looking to do that, more full in length kind of a podcast. But making videos is something I've always wanted to do, and I have always enjoyed doing something on my own. So that's pretty much what this is all about. But you know what? The 70 subscribers and the amount of, growth my YouTube channel has gone. You guys are the best. I like to really appreciate the time you guys put into watching my videos, leaving your comments. The goods, the bads. I can take it. I'm not a big fan of them, but I can take them. I'm not going to be like, oh, this guy said I'm a bad person. You guys can go ahead and think that. I'm just here to give you guys the best content that I can, dish out here on YouTube, and, get away from all the people who are like, oh, this is a good deal, this is a bad deal, everything like that. So I hope you guys really do enjoy my videos, and let's put the best foot forward and continue to do some, some more activities here on the YouTube channel, do giveaways, sports communication stuff with you guys. So let's leave your guys' comments down below on what you guys think. So today, guys, like I said, we're here talking a little bit of NBA. I hope you guys like the new layout behind me. This is actually my bedroom. If you guys can tell, I'm a die-hard sports fan. I broke out all the content from, sports leagues worldwide, baseball, football, you name it. I'm going to be switching these jerseys around every now and then. I have a whole closet full of jerseys. I'm a sports memorabilia collector, and I hope you guys really do enjoy the whole new layout. This is something I'm going to be doing, probably full-time until I start, I'm going to be moving out of here pretty soon, and I'm going to have my own apartment, so I'm going to have my own room in my new house or my new place where it's going to be my all sports room, my rec room, I'm going to call it, and that's where we're going to see a lot of my whole entire sports memorabilia collection just dish out. So let's get right into the video, guys, and talk a little bit of NBA. We're coming up a very chaotic week in the NBA, and we're starting up a whole new week. It's already, Sunday. I'm recording this, on a Saturday, so it's the start of a new week. I hope you guys, had a very safe weekend, happy 4th of July week. But you know what, the NBA just took it up a whole new notch. Now, I hope you guys really do look into this NBA free agency and look at it as a much talented free agency class. Now, this is a free agency class which features, Pau Gasol, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, you name it. These guys are at the top of their game. Those are the top 5 guys that are currently on the free agent market. Now, when you look at this over time, free agency has gone to being, a little slow start in the beginning. The team signing, the much, under the radar, free agents out there just trying to add depth to the roster. But over the past couple of days, it's been chaotic because of one man, and that's the King. King LeBron James. He has decided that he's going to not return to Miami. He's going to end up going back to Cleveland, where it all started. He threw out the first pitch at the Akron Rubber Ducks. That is I want to say it's a single A affiliate of the Cleveland Indians, as he was in town that day, and I'm really excited that he's returning to Cleveland. His chances of going back to Miami were very slim to none. Going to Miami, I did not project him to go to Miami when I was doing the whole decision thing. I was thinking the team more like the Bulls would go because, he's a big fan of Michael Jordan. I was like, why not follow or try to, follow the footsteps of one of the all-time greats in sports? And, he ended up going to Miami. He looked at Miami as, a place where he can win championships. He won 2 of them. And, he's going to be going to, bounce around 4 years later. The 2 championships have already been won, but now we end up in free agency 2014, and this team has really been picked apart, throughout the NBA Finals. Their bench was not great. Their bench didn't show up for the Finals. It was pretty much the big 3 doing a lot of the work, or mainly LeBron for that part. Chris Bosh has had a lot of great games in the Finals, but it did not, the team effort did not pull off in the end. But you know what? The team really took a lot of hits this offseason with Shane Battier retiring, Chris Anderson opting out, Udonis Haslem opting out, Ray Allen, I think he's a free agent. So this team has really taken a lot of blows to the chest now, and this team is really trying to rebuild themselves. They went out and they signed Danny Granger. He's been bounced around from team to team last year from the 76ers. to some other team. I didn't really follow a whole lot of it, but I know he bounced around from the Sixers at one point. I know he usually played for the Pacers. I want to say he ended up in the Kings organization, but I could be right, I could be wrong there. But Danny Granger's been bounced around a whole lot. They signed him to a very small deal, about a two-year, $2 million deal. If you please, confirm it to me down below in the description. But he did sign a very small deal. As you know, what the Miami Heat are just trying to, rebuild himself, reestablish himself, get some guys on their bench. This team doesn't really have a whole lot when it comes to their starting roles. LeBron James was that guy they were really trying to put all the money out to. Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade had a couple of lopsided, couple of games throughout the finals. His entire season, it was a little bit questionable because it was all on LeBron James. Chris Bosh did his part, so, great job to him. So, LeBron James had a big decision. Is it return to South Beach and just, depend on, is he going to take money? Is he going to take the money and try to win championships again? Continue the success he has had in Miami? Or is he going to end up going up to Cleveland? A lot of people are saying that this is trying to make things right. This is a thing where he's trying to make things right. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they wanted LeBron James back a couple of years ago, but LeBron James, when he signed that contract extension, in the early 2000s and the mid 2000s, he allowed the Cleveland Cavaliers to build. He's trying to get some pieces around them. LeBron James and the Cavaliers were just dropping out of the playoffs a whole lot. I really like what they had back in the day with Mo Williams, but it was just not enough to get them to the next level, and that was making the NBA Finals. So LeBron James, what he had to do, he did what he had to do, and he had to end up going to the Miami. He didn't have to. He could have gone to the Bulls. But he settled on Miami, which already had Dwayne Wade, and just those two together, those guys at the top of their games at the time, they went to work. And LeBron James ended up in Miami, and he ended up winning the championships. They also added Chris Bosh, so that was a very great deal for LeBron James. But now you look at it, here in the 2014 free agency, he's going back to Cleveland, which this team has finally, for Christ's sake, they finally have a team around him going forward. This is not going to be a team that's immediately going to make that big of an impact. Even if they do have LeBron James on there, they do have Kyrie Irving, they do have LeBron, but they do have Andrew Wiggins, they do have a great team going into the future, and I really think that this is going to be a time that they can make the playoffs, no doubt about that. They're going to make the playoffs this year, but do I think they're going to be that team that's going to go, hit the NBA Finals in their first year back with LeBron? I don't think so. I think it's going to be more of a working stage with LeBron, getting it back into the system. A whole new coach is there, a whole new GM is there, so it's a really whole new look in the kind of a mind of the Cleveland Cavaliers front office. So I really do like the deal because, Kyrie Irving, a guy who's going to end up taking this league by storm in the future, he's going to be working, with one of the best of all time in LeBron James. I like it. I hope that it works out going forward. Also, talking about the Miami Heat, Chris Bosh made headlines, this week as he signed a big, massive deal with the Miami Heat. Now, listen to this, guys. Chris Bosh signed a massive deal. I want to pull this up. I want to make sure this is the right thing. Chris Bosh signed a 4-year max contract with the Miami, or 5-year max contract with the Miami Heat worth $118 million. Now, this is something that completely came out of left field. Dwayne Wade is still out there. He's been with your team since day one, and you're deciding to give a max deal to Chris Bosh, who's going to be entering year 30 or age 30 season. I like Chris Bosh, I do. He's probably the only, center/power forward that can shoot, threes next to Kevin Love. So, do I like it? I do, because they really need to put their money to the table. And, Chris Bosh is already looking at this is the guy that you want to go with going forward. Dwayne Wade has been injured. Dwayne Wade has had a lot of down games with Miami. And you know what? Putting out the entire money on Chris Bosh, I would rather go with Dwayne Wade. Yes, he's getting up there at age, but he's still somewhat producing for your squad. Chris Bosh can only do so much for him for that entire team. So I honestly felt like it was a little bit of an overpaid contract for Chris Bosh. I think Chris Bosh could have had better options outside of the Miami Heat. I think this is going to be a Heat team that if they don't go out there and sign the next big thing, I think their chances of making the playoffs next year will not, happen. I like what they got with Shabazz Napier, but this is another future star going down the line for the squad, and Chris Bosh is only that big standout guy, right now on that roster. You can't really, provide a whole lot with Danny Granger on your roster due to his, numerous injuries. So it's very questionable going down the line for Chris Bosh in Miami. I think this team still needs to work around and adding another guard. Ray Allen is good there. Rashard Lewis is good there. there. But you know what? How much can these guys really produce? You know, this is a very, you know, much older team now. So it's going to be very interesting, you know, looking at this team in the next couple of years, or even going into next year to be exact. Do you think this Miami Heat team will make the playoffs? What if Dwayne Wade doesn't return? He's still floating around the free agent market. Is he going to end up returning to Miami on a much smaller deal? He opted out of his contract. So it's still up in the air. I was really thinking that Chris Bosh would have landed in Houston. This is a team that doesn't have Chandler Parsons. So Chris Bosh would be an instant starter just like that not Miami. Out there in Houston, he would have had a better option to probably win a championship again. Get 3 on his career. So, you know, that's his option. He decided to go to Miami, and hopefully it works out for the best. Now, next up, guys, we're here talking about Paul Pierce and the Washington Wizards, as it was just announced just earlier on this evening, actually. Paul Pierce and the Washington Wizards agreed to a deal. It's a 2-year, $11 million deal. I really do like this deal a whole lot because this is a team that's trying to get a replacement for Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza earlier today originally signed a contract with the Houston Rockets, and you know, it's very interesting, really, when you come to look at it. You know, he can play shooting guard, he can play small forward. Trevor Ariza, how's he going to end up playing over there in Houston? It's still, you know, yet to be determined. And you know, they really need to replace him. You know, the Wizards now really need to replace him. And you know, what better option? You know, at the age 36 right now, they are deciding to go out there and get Paul Pierce. You know, I really like what the Washington Wizards have been going out there over the past few years, whether it's in the draft or they really hit hard over the years since 2010. You know, they have John Wall, they got Bradley Beal, and they got Nene from the Nuggets. Who else they got? They got Otto Porter, Marcin Gortat signed a huge deal, Trevor Booker. This team made the playoffs last year, and I love the addition. John Wall still needs that big mentor for him. I think Paul Pierce has been in this league for a much while now. This is going to be his final contract. I honestly think that this is going to be, you know, Paul Pierce's last, you know, hoorah in the NBA, and it's going to be with the Washington Wizards, his 3rd team in his career since 1998, since coming into the league. I think this is going to wrap it up. I think Paul Pierce can end up going down the line as being one of the top players in the NBA. I really do enjoy what he has done over the years in Boston. He's, you know, put a lot out there in Boston, being an NBA champion back in 2008 and the Finals MVP. What else? A 10-time All-Star. So you name it, Paul Pierce has done it. But you know what? He's now going on to a team that is, you know, building up for the future, and they really need that big veteran player. You know, they got it in the name, but you know what? You need someone who's been in there for much longer than Nene, and that's Paul Pierce. You know, they also had to you know, get someone fast. And I knew once Paul Pierce, you know, once all these guys are on the free agent market right now, Wade, Bosh, LeBron, once those guys are gone, you know, Paul Pierce is going to be the next guy coming in. And also Luol Deng is available. So a lot more free agents are still left on the market. I know Pau Gasol is currently in contract discussions, or he's already signed a contract with the Chicago Bulls. A lot of people expected him to either go to the Thunder or possibly Houston, but he ended up going to Chicago, where he has a great opportunity to play alongside guys like Kirk Hinrich, Derrick Rose. So it's a lot of great, you know, a lot of build up for the free agency of this year. Probably one of the best and deepest free agent classes in the past 5 or 6 years. I am really excited that we got a lot of, you know, signings today. Anthony Morrow also signed with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So a lot of great stuff coming out of the NBA today, guys. Let me hear your guys' opinion, or this past week. Let me hear your guys' opinion about this. What do you guys think about LeBron returning to Cleveland? A lot of great rumors and stuff. And make sure you guys can follow me on Twitter. You guys can add me on Facebook. I'm going to be, you know, talking sports with you guys 24/7, as that is the big thing. Sports talk is a passion, and you know what? I love coming on here doing videos with you guys. So I hope you guys really did enjoy this video, as I'm going to be coming back on here and giving you guys, you know, some signings in the NBA. I hope you guys really do enjoy this video, and I'm going to be coming back on here for you know, more NBA coverage, WWE, NFL, you guys name it. I got you guys covered. I'm Justin Godsey. I'll catch you guys in my next video.